Well, hello everyone. It's wonderful to see you all here on this wonderful Wednesday night. I hope we're doing well. This is my friend. Is it Camille? How do you say your name? I don't even know how to say your name. Camille.
Camille.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Some people call me Camille. Some people call me Camila. Camille.
So in Turkish, it would be Camille.
Camille. That's right, because the C is like a J sound.
Yeah, the C makes like a J sound, so it would be
Camille.
And you have to pronounce the L's separately. You can't just say la. You have to you have to do both L's.
Camille.
Yeah, Camille.
Did I do good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Okay, guys. Well, welcome to the live stream. Those of you who are here, let me look at the comments. Is everything looking good? Does everything sound good? Is everything okay? You guys let me know if everything is okay. We have one of our moderators here. Hey, Ahmed. I think you're a moderator. I hope you're a moderator.
Merhaba.
Merhaba, hoş bulduk. Camille. So there's a Turkish name, Camille, and that's what, I guess that's what your name looks like. Okay, guys. So we're speaking English today. If you have any questions, you can ask in Turkish, but we're going to try to speak English today. I hope you are all excited to meet somebody really interesting. So, Camille, why don't you tell us about yourself? Because you have a very normal, boring life, normal
Pretty
9
boring.
to 5, where you just stay the same place you were born, and you just, every day, you do the same thing. So why don't you just go ahead and tell me about that? And as you do, we're going to say hi to Englishera.
Hi, Janet. She was on my earlier live today as well.
Oh, really?
So, and she's the reason I met you and reached out to you, actually. She messaged me and she said, I would love to see you and Zach together in a live. So here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So hi, you guys. I'm Camille. I am an American. I was born in Michigan, and I'm currently in Panama, which is the 40th country that I have traveled to and visited. Me and my husband work remotely, so I create content, I'm writing a book, I teach English, but I also learn languages. So I speak Spanish, French, Portuguese, Italian. Turkish actually is the next language that I plan on learning after French. And I have 3 kids who are 2, 4, and 7. And I love to travel, I love to meet people, I love to film, create content. And I'm super happy to be here with you guys. So thank you.
Yeah. So guys, I'm gonna start asking Camille some questions. But if you guys have any questions for our new friend, you can totally write them in the what is this called? What is that called?
Chat box.
Yeah, the chat. You can write them in the chat. I know what it's called in Turkish. You can write them in the chat, and then we will read them out and talk about them. Anyway, so. Someone just said, "How did we meet?" So you just explained that.
Yes.
Okay. So, hey, how did this happen? Did you just wake up one morning and you were like, "Hey, I'm gonna travel the world"? How did that work?
No. So I think my first trip overseas, I was 17, and I went with my grandfather to Guatemala, and then it was a missions trip, a Christian's missions trip. But it wasn't until 2007, I think, that me and my husband started traveling together, and we were working for an ONG as well. And so with that ONG, we traveled all over the world. People were like, get your traveling out of your system, because when you have kids, you're not going to travel anymore. And I was like, oh no, I love travel. I better travel as much as possible. But I'm happy to say that we travel with our kids. So my 7-year-old has been to 14 countries. My 2-year-old has been to 7 countries. We still travel with our kids. It's a little bit slower pace, but I think we're a bit of travel addicts. We love to travel. So we love to meet new people, experience new cultures, and we feel very privileged and blessed that our jobs allow us to do that. So while we're here in Panama, we're remote working. So my husband's a graphic designer. I am a YouTuber. I teach English on YouTube. So he edits all my videos. And we just enjoy life and culture and travel and seeing what opportunities come our way.
Yeah, I love seeing new cultures, and I love learning about new ways of life and new foods and new traditions and all sorts of new stuff. It is really cool. I've only been to how many? I think I've been to 11 countries outside of America, and that was all within like a 2-year window. And then I guess I like ran out of money. I don't really know what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's awesome. Cool. So what's it like traveling with kids? So like when I travel, it's like me and like my cell phone, and it's like I do whatever I want, wherever I want. How's it with kids? Is it harder, less hard? Is it?
Yes. No, it's harder. Okay, so it's harder, but they also open up doors because they're just fun, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, especially my little 2-year-old. He's so cute." Or my 7-year-old is climbing walls, and they're like, is your son okay up there?" He's like a master. He's almost like parkour, like master jumper climber. So he like gets people's attention, and we get to see the world through our kids' eyes, which is so cool. Like things like butterflies and flowers, and they're just loving it. They love to explore. I would say we travel at a lot slower pace. So we try to stay in each country 2 months, maybe longer. Instead of moving around so much, our kids are like, this is their home. We've been in this Airbnb now for almost 2 months. And so if we're out sometimes and they're like, I want to go home, they mean back to the Airbnb. So we always try to make it our home as quick as possible. We don't travel like with a lot of stuff. We have 2 suitcases for a family of 5 for a journey without an end. So I think we don't have a lot of stuff. We just pack those few things. Our kids each have like a blanket or a couple toys that they like, maybe a book. And then we just make each new place our home and experience the people, the culture, the foods, all of that.
That's so fun. And how old are your kids? You might have said it, but I've probably forgot.
2, 4, and 7.
Okay, so they're little. Yeah,
they're little. Yeah,
cool.
My oldest son was born in Spain, actually. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does that give him anything? Does that like give him like
we tried
Spanish citizenship?
We tried. That was our hope. Our dream would be to have European citizenship, just to have more options. But it's really hard as Americans. You have to spend a long time in the country. And since both me and my husband are American, we did not get Spanish citizenship for our son, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean that's understandable. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, what was I going to say after?
I can speak slower. I'm sorry. I will do my
sorry.
best.
Did someone ask that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we can try to speak a little more slowly, a little more clearly.
Yes.
Okay. So you've learned a couple of languages. How did your 2 people asked. Okay. How did your love for languages start? Where'd that come from?
So I would say my love for languages started about 3 years ago with Portuguese. So I had learned Spanish and Italian. Spanish in Mexico. I lived in Mexico for a year, Spain for 2 years. I learned Italian on my own, and one of my best friends is from Sicily now. We speak every day. And I started liking languages more with Italian. With Spanish, it was a necessity. But there was just this click that happened with Portuguese where I was like, whoa, I am meant to learn languages for the rest of my life. I don't want to stop here. I want to learn. I have a goal of learning 10 fluently in my life to where I could go live with that person in their native language and talk for an hour. That's kind of always my goal with language learning, to get to the level where I feel comfortable enough to do a live like this. And so
that's your goal. That's at the top, is to be able to do a YouTube live stream. That's when you've made it. That's when you're there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never strive. I know it's not possible to be perfect. I make a lot of mistakes. I sometimes mix words. I don't even realize. The other day I was talking in Spanish and my husband's like, I think you said an Italian word because I didn't understand that word.
It's the same thing. It's
probably.
They're all the same. Okay.
Yeah. No, they are different. I will tell you.
Yeah.
But they have the same roots.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't know. I took 2 years of Spanish in high school, and that was the extent of my language learning journey until I came to Turkey.
Okay.
How long ago was that? When was that? 6 years ago. Yeah, 6 years ago.
Wow.
So
How long did it take you to become fluent in Turkish?
I wouldn't say that I'm fluent. I mean,
yeah, but to get to a good level.
So let me be a little less. I don't know.
Please, critical. I can't spend 6 years.
So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think anyone ever really becomes fluent. Like you never get like a second native language. That'll never happen.
Yeah. Unless you grow up bilingual, like kids.
Yeah. You could have multiple mother languages, but after that's like set in stone. You can't, as an adult, I don't think, have a second native language. So it depends on what you mean by fluent. If fluent means to be able to say whatever you want to say immediately, then I'm not fluent. I sometimes have to sit and think. I sometimes, what was that word? But for the most part, after a few years, I was able to sit and talk and have a conversation. After a year, I went, I traveled around Turkey with a friend, and I was able to, like, what do we call that in English? Bargain? No, what is it called?
Oh yeah, bargain.
It was about the prices for hotels and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was like a big deal. My friend was like, "Hey, you have arrived. You're you're able to get money out. You're able to get cheap hotels." So this person has a question for you. Wait.
Yes.
This person. They're asking you, what is it like to meet new cultures and to really be connected to farklı. That's a Turkish word, to different cultures.
Yeah, for me, it's one of the best feelings and experiences that I have when I can connect with people, especially in their language. Like if I could speak to a Turkish person in Turkish and we could have this like exchange of culture through their language, it's the most satisfying feeling when I can meet people and learn from them. And I feel like it opens up a lot of doors. Like the other day, I was climbing a mountain with my husband after we kayaked across the ocean. And I saw this man using a machete. And I was like, I want to learn how to use a machete. And so he didn't speak any English. I spoke to him in Spanish, and he taught me the skill of using a machete. I did a TikTok video because I thought it was funny. Panamanian TV saw my TikTok video and they shared it on their Instagram, which has almost 500,000 followers. And so now I have all these people talking about this gringa, that's the Spanish word for foreigner, in their country using a machete, and they think it's amazing. So I feel like it just opens doors and opportunities that aren't possible if you don't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy being a foreigner? What about that? Because hold on. So this has levels. So you're a foreigner.
I'm always a foreigner, right?
You're a foreigner, but you're a temporary foreigner. You're a tourist, right? You don't really stay too long. You don't really. In Turkish we say yerleşmek. You don't really settle down. In a particular place. So do you enjoy being like the tourist foreigner, and do you think you would enjoy being like the long-term foreigner? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the longest I've ever really been in one place is 2 years in Barcelona. So I feel like obviously you can form deeper friendships, the deeper roots that you put in a place. But I do love experiencing new things. Like I think it's a bit addicting. New places, new people, new experiences. So I do like being the foreigner. And luckily I have a community of people that I feel connected to and close to, even though I don't live with them or they don't live in the same place. Like I have best friends all around the world that I still feel like I belong to something, if that makes sense.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That's fun. That's fun. Have you, would you ever think about settling down somewhere? Would you want to?
Yeah. So actually me and my husband were supposed to move back to Spain, thinking like for a good 5 years, to Galicia, which is a beautiful part of the northwestern part of Spain. We had our plane tickets, we were in the visa process, and then COVID happened. And it was pretty strict lockdown, and America wasn't. And so we stayed a year and a half, actually. My son did a whole year of school in public school. And now we're having to homeschool him again. But that's why we decided, let's just keep traveling and see what happens. So that's what we're doing again as of just 3 months ago. So we've been in Costa Rica, now Panama, and then we'll be heading to Peru.
Cool. I've often said that to really learn a language, you really have to be in the culture. You really have to be in with the people to see how they see the world,
Yeah.
Let me see if I can think of a good example. It just like in English. So since we grew up in America, we look at something and a certain word comes to mind, but a completely different word might come to the mind of someone else who grew up in a different culture.
Totally.
I might see this as a chair. You might see it as a love seat or something. Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's so true.
Anyway, yeah. So you really have to see how they see the world. So I think if language learning is a goal, then being somewhere for a long time is obviously beneficial. Everyone is telling me that I actually am fluent, so
yay! I believe them. I believe them.
That's very nice of them. I don't agree with them. There were wait, hold on. I just lost my place. Oh, there's one, and then there's this other guy, and then there's this guy. Anyway.
Yes. Good. They're encouraging you.
Okay. Cool. Well, that was nice of them. All right, so let's get a couple more questions for you, and then I'll ask. So here we go. Here's a good question.
Yeah.
What languages do you think you're fluent in?
Yeah, so I would consider myself fluent in Spanish, Portuguese, obviously English, and Italian. I would say my French is at a pretty good level. Like I can have phone calls in French, but it's the language that I'm studying right now. So I have a 2-year goal with French and I'm almost at a year. So by 2 years, I hope I can say I'm fluent in French, just like the other languages.
What's your current language learning regimen? What's your strategy? Tell us about it.
So for French, it's usually a phone call a day with a French native. And then I made a goal to read like 15 minutes a day in French. And then I try to watch something or listen to a podcast as well. So it's stuff that I can do. Basically, I just replace things that I already do in English with French. I try to make French my world. So when I'm on a walk, I usually have a call in French or listen to a French podcast. I like to watch series. So even if the series is in English, I dub it over into French and watch it in French. And then I just read books that I enjoy. And so I'm reading a parenting book in French right now. Okay,
cool. So this person is saying, you look like somebody. I just can't figure out who it is. So do you get that a lot? Do people tell you look like somebody? Who do you look like? Who do you look like?
People send me like actresses pictures and say, you look like this person, you look like this actress. Usually I hadn't even heard of them. I don't know, but I do get that a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this person, they just can't figure out who it is. And if you notice, that person with the long hair in the picture, that's me when I was like 19.
No way.
Yeah, I used to have really long hair, and then I came to Turkey, and it all fell out. So
stress.
Turkish culture. Culture shock, man. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's another question for you. I think they wrote this wrong. They're probably trying to say, what's the best like food and cultural stuff that you've seen in all of your travels? What's some stuff that sticks out in terms of like food and cultural stuff that you've seen in your travels?
I'm writing this book right now with travel stories. And so I'm putting in some of the funniest travel experiences that I've had, some of the different things I've experienced. India was shocking on all your senses. I don't know if you've ever been to India, Zach.
I've never, but I want to. I want to.
Yeah, it's a bit overwhelming. Like I've had people literally get this close to my face and stare at me because they've never seen a white person before, and they were just amazed. And I'm like, yeah, it was a fun experience, but also a bit culture shock. But we love Indian food. Indian food is amazing, one of my favorites. I actually have been to Turkey. I've been to Istanbul. And baklava is a dessert that we love as well. Yes, it's up there. Okay, it might sound cliche as an American, but I love Italian food as well. Like everything you get is just amazing. The pasta, the pizza, the gelato, it's so good.
I've heard great things. I've heard great things about Italian food. And I like American Italian food. I can't even imagine the real thing.
It is like out of this world. You're like, is this real? Is this gelato real? How is it so good? Yeah, it's amazing.
So let's get another question from Ahmed, and then we'll have another question from me. How do you start a conversation with an individual that you want to talk to because you are learning his or her language?
Yeah.
How do you do that? Do you just walk up and be like, hey, I would like to use you. I would like to use you to better myself. Is that what you do? How do you?
No, no. Like, so I've been doing these street interviews here in Panama for TikTok. And I usually just approach them by saying, in Spanish, I approach them and I say, hey, I'm Camille. I'm from the US. I'm filming for TikTok. Do you speak English? And they're usually like, no. And then I say, okay, no problem. I can do the interview in Spanish. These are some of the questions I'm asking. And then I just see what happens. And a lot of people are shy and they don't want to be filmed. But actually, I've gotten more people to say, yes, I would love to. And so they're filming with me. And then it's a way for me to practice my Spanish. I also am a part of a Facebook group, French speakers in Panama. So I met a girl on there who wanted to practice English. We met for coffee. It was the first time I had practiced French, like 30 minutes of French, 30 minutes of English, face to face. What else do I do? I'm on a language app called Hello Talk. So that's how I've met all of like my language friends and partners is through that app. They're all trying to learn English and I'm trying to learn their language. So then it's like an obvious exchange. So it usually just starts out with like, yeah, hey, I'd love to practice your language and they want to practice mine and we go from there.
Cool. Well, we have some suggestions. So you apparently look like Leslie. I don't know who Leslie is, but you apparently, do you know who this is? Do you know who this person is?
Yeah, I know who Leslie is.
Do you look like Leslie?
I don't think I do. I mean, my hair's blonde. My hair's blonde like her.
That's enough. That's all you need. That's all you need. I apparently look like every bald guy on the planet.
Yeah.
So I get that all the time. You look like this bald bearded guy. I'm like,
you're like, thanks.
Great. We also have Emma Watson. I don't know if you've ever gotten that.
Oh
before.
yeah, I have gotten that before as well.
Yeah. So that's another one. Okay. So tell us about some of the differences. You said that your languages are different, but they're similar. What's different about them and what's similar? What do they have in common?
Okay, so I think especially Spanish and Portuguese are very similar. Like they even use the same words for to be, ser, estar, but you don't pronounce them the same. The pronunciation is a little bit different, but the grammatical form, I feel like the structure, a lot of the words like verde, vergi, that means green in both languages, same spelling, different pronunciation. So a lot of things like that. And then I would say French and Italian as well have a similar grammatical structure. And so I do think that having one Romance language under your belt will help aid you with the others. So when I learn Turkish, I think it's going to be like shocking to my system because it's not a Romance language, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up, and I'm
scared.
How close are those languages to English? How close are those to your native language?
I don't think they're so close. I mean, French, actually, there's a lot of words that they use in English in French as well, or there's a lot of things we've stolen from French, like, you know, déjà vu. People are like, I've had déjà vu. When I was studying French, I'm like, oh my gosh, I already seen. That's the literal meaning of déjà vu. I never knew that.
Is that 2 words, or is that how many words? It's 2 words.
Déjà vu. Yeah. And I think for me in French, the R's and the U's are so hard for me because I have to just put my mouth in a way that's awkward and uncomfortable. Is it like that in Turkish? Like, do you have to put your mouth in weird positions to say things?
I have a lot of stuff that I can't really pronounce well. So if that answers your question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's a hard word for you to pronounce in Turkish?
Oh gosh. So there's this sound. It used to be written like an A with a little arrow over it. They call it an A with a hat. I can't make that sound. I can't make that sound at all. I couldn't even like say it's something like this. I mean, I guess I could. I would get close. People would understand me. People understand me. People know what I'm saying. But like I can't make that sound.
Wow.
Yeah.
I learned a couple of Turkish words just to be able to say, like, because I've interviewed some Turkish people on my Instagram. So I learned, you know, merhaba, Türkiye'yi seviyorum. There's been a few. Nothing else is coming. I think I learned like 5. It's been a while.
That's a good start. Do you understand like the logic behind the sentences, or did you just memorize them?
Oh, no, I just memorized them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's an interesting question. So has anything bad happened to you, like as a woman? So like being a female traveling around all these countries, have you had anything sketchy happen?
Okay, so people have tried to rob me. I did get something stolen from me once in Spain, and then people tried to rob me 2 other times in Barcelona when I lived there. They did not succeed, luckily, only one time. And then I was also almost robbed in Belgium, in Brussels, Belgium, when I was with some friends, and 2 guys tried to rob us as well. And then, I mean, I've gotten a lot of like, you know, like whistles or on the streets, or like, I know people are like checking me out, or like, you know, hey baby, like that kind of stuff as well. You know, just comments like that. That happens in America too, like where I live.
Okay.
So it might just be like a thing that happens everywhere in the world. I don't know. I think I stand out in countries like Panama because I have blonde hair, you know, white skin. So, and I wear shorts, and they don't wear shorts here, but it's so hot and humid that I did a video, why do Panamanians always wear always wear pants, because they never wear shorts. So things like that. Yeah.
So this guy, the same guy, you said Turkey seviyoruz, which is like we love Turkey. He's like, we don't like Turkey. He's like, we don't like Turkey. Yes. So Turkey's going through some stuff right now, especially economically, especially as a result of
the fires, the wildfires.
Oh, that too. I wasn't even talking about that, but that's like an extra. That's like +1. That's like
horrible, horrible. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So like, yeah, we're going through a lot of crap. Everything has gotten really expensive over the past, I don't know, couple years. Everything. Like whenever I go hang out with my girlfriend, it's just like we're gonna spend lots of money.
Wow.
We're gonna go sit down and drink coffee, and then we're gonna go get dinner, and then we're gonna be broke.
How much do you spend to go to dinner and coffee in Turkey?
So like if you go to a hip coffee shop where everything is cool and where all the cool kids hang out, you know, a coffee could be like 20 lira or something like that.
Which is how many dollars?
Oh, I mean, well, if you think about it in dollars, it's not that much.
Okay.
But that's, I don't know. You would have to work. So if you make minimum wage here, you'd have to work for over an hour to get that. You're looking at like 2 hours. Of work for that coffee.
That is crazy.
Something
here
like that.
in Panama and also in Costa Rica, we were shocked at how expensive it is. So we pay like for our house, our mortgage, which we do operate Airbnb out of it. That's how we can travel as well. Our mortgage is $700-800 a month. And then of course our bills and all of that. But this Airbnb is $1,500 a month, you know? So we were like, oh, like Panama, Central America, cheap. No, it's American prices for eating out. You'll easily spend $30 going to a restaurant for 2 people.
Oh, that's rough.
It's not cheap. It is not cheap, but I do love it. I've kind of fallen in love with Panama. Things that are cheap, I have a nanny here and I pay her $4 an hour. She cleans my house for $4 an hour. So services are cheap, but the actual food, groceries, housing, I mean, obviously rent is cheaper, or like owning something's cheaper than renting it through Airbnb, you know, so long term. But I often wonder how the locals can afford to do it, you know?
Yeah, we're going through a lot of that over here right now. You just mentioned something that was cheaper. I'm trying to think of something that's cheaper over here. Maybe healthcare in terms of in reference to America. So American healthcare
here too. Yeah.
I don't know if it sucks, but it's really expensive. I don't. Here it's not very expensive compared to America at the very least. So other than that, pretty much everything is absolutely expensive. Just incredibly expensive right now.
Wow.
Yeah. Every time I go to the store, I'm like, I'm just gonna not eat. I'm just gonna not eat. Who needs food? You know, I'll just filter feed. Okay.
It's crazy. Yeah. So, wow.
All right. So let's get another question.
Yes.
So this person is telling you about the exchange rate right now.
Thank you. Once upon a time, Zach.
Yes, $8.50. When I came to Turkey, it was 2.6 or 2.7.
Whoa! Yeah. So that would be shocking.
And it's just it's been doing this the entire time ever since I've been here. It's been going up.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Because we traveled to Turkey when my son was 1. He's 7, so 6 years ago. And it wasn't that expensive.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I got here.
Yeah.
So it was 2.6, 2.7, 2.8. You know, it got up to 3 and then came back down, you know.
Yeah. But, so that's outrageous then.
When it got up and over 3, we were all like freaking out. We're like, yeah, cool. It's cool for the Americans. And then it got up to 4 and we were like, wait. And then it got up to 5. We're like, oh crap. And then we don't want that much. We don't want that much of a good thing.
Yeah. Wow.
And then this person says, you know, Turkey is beautiful when you don't live in it. Yeah, if we're thinking about the economy and trying to make a living, absolutely. Yeah, it's really difficult to live here.
That is a good point. As a traveler, I can see some of the hard things, some of maybe the bad things, but when you stay long term, that is when you actually see, you know, more of the negative side of things. Passing through as a traveler, everything's like amazing.
Everything is, you know, covered in gold and beautiful and wonderful.
Yeah. So 2 months in a place gives us some time to see some things, but obviously 2 years, 3 years, that would be the real test, you know?
Yeah. So hopefully you get the opportunity to do that somewhere. So why Turkish? You said you wanted to learn Turkish. Somebody up top had a really funny statement. I think it's gone now. But
Did it disappear?
Yeah. Somebody said essentially, so you're going to learn Turkish and do what?
I know. Okay. So my main reason for wanting to learn Turkish is because of my Turkish friends. So my friend Oz, he's a YouTuber. He lives in America. He's Turkish. His name is Oz. Kutman. And he opened up the door of just Turkish people to me. And ever since then, I've been intrigued. And I'm like, I think I want to learn Turkish. And I want to learn a language that people are like, wait, you speak that language? Why? And Turkish could be that for me. So that's kind of it, really.
I get that a lot. Someone is asking what kind of camera you use, a completely related topic.
Me or you? I'm just on my Mac right now for this live.
She's on her Mac. She's on her Mac, guys. Okay. So this is interesting. This is fun. All right. So I'm gonna pull this up and just let you read it. Okay.
What is the difference between stuff and things? Maybe not think.
There you go. Yeah, you understand. Yeah, cool. So in Turkish, a lot of our consonants are very hard. So like thing becomes like think, or like what's another example? I can't think. So G's often become K's. D's often become T's.
Interesting.
So like the word dad would be like dead. You know.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's what they're asking right now. Thing. They're asking the difference between stuff and thing.
Stuff and things are the same thing.
Yeah. Stuff.
I have a lot of stuff. I have a lot of things.
I have a lot of stuff. So stuff, you don't put an S on it, but it's kind of plural even without an S. I have lots of stuff. I have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say I have one stuff. That doesn't make any sense.
No, but you wouldn't say, oh yeah, you could say I have one thing to show you.
Stuff is like plural.
Things.
It's plural, but you don't treat it like you don't put an S on it or anything.
Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting word. Okay. So someone's asking what time it is.
It is 1:30 in the afternoon, or I guess you would say 13:30, right? You're on that military time.
Yeah.
Or what do you say?
We use both actually. We use both.
Okay.
Yeah. Just to make things clear, we often use the 24-hour time, but colloquially, everybody uses both.
Okay.
So he says, if you read this, you're the best person ever. Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
What is this? So yes, there's that. There's this. This is a very good point. Umut Bey is asking, have you guys given this video a thumbs up? You all need to go down and give the video a thumbs up, because that's what we do on YouTube. We support our fellow YouTubers. Derken. So Camille's YouTube channel, the link to her YouTube channel is down there in the description. So you should all go subscribe to my new friend Camille.
And I have Turkish subtitles. I have a Turkish friend that writes Turkish subtitles on all my YouTube videos. So that's amazing, you guys.
That's crazy. I don't have someone that does that.
I know. I don't know how this happened. I have a small YouTube channel, but I have people that write subtitles for me in Spanish, French, Portuguese, Italian, Turkish, sometimes Arabic. I don't even know. And I also have an ebook about learning success to language learning. And it's also available in Turkish for free. They can get my free ebook in Turkish.
That's crazy.
Isn't that cool?
That's crazy.
I know.
Yeah, my YouTube channel is like one language. That's it. It's English and Turkish. That's all I got. Someone is asking me. I get this a lot. Someone's asking me why my teeth are so white. It's probably because I don't drink coffee every day of my life.
People ask me that, and I drink so much coffee.
Oh, really? Oh, well, maybe they're asking you. So lots of people ask me. Maybe they're asking you. I get it a lot.
Yeah, your teeth are white too.
But it's I don't drink coffee or tea, and those are the main two things that really make your teeth brown. Anyway. Yeah.
I think it can be genetics, you guys. Genetics play a role into the whole
most things. Most biological things are genetic, including the lack of hair on my head. Oh. Okay. So here we go. So what about your children? This is a wonderful question. I was sitting here thinking, what could I ask right now? But then I saw this question, and it is fantastic. What do you think? It is amazing. Are your children polyglots?
They're not polyglot. So their nanny only speaks to them in Spanish because she doesn't speak English. So they're learning some Spanish with her. And it's so hard for me and my husband to discipline ourselves to just speak another language. We would basically have to commit to only speaking to them in another language, which is hard because we've always spoken to them in English. So they have pretty good English. The 2-year-old he's working on is the 4-year-old too. Yes. But they do say some Spanish things, like simple things like mira, which means look, just little things like that, which is cool. I would love for my children to be polyglots. Yes.
Cool. Yeah, and that would also obviously be easy if you live in another country. You just
yeah. For sure.
So this person is saying, I just got here. What are we doing? And ironically,
welcome.
So this little thing, napyok, that word right there at the end, it's like a slang term. It's not really good Turkish. It's like a slang term. But I literally just learned it today. I've never seen it before today.
No way.
My girlfriend used it, and I was like, what the crap is that?
And she's Turkish, your girlfriend?
Yeah. And she used it. And because I understood it through the context, but I've never seen it before. And now I've seen it again. Do you have that happen where you learn something and then see it again like 5 minutes later?
Yes. That is awesome, though, because it helps reinforce the idea in your brain and you can memorize it and use it.
This person says, I don't understand anything, but I'm watching.
Oh, okay. I do that with Oz. I go on my friend Oz's lives and I just watch him and I don't understand.
Okay, so this person is a member on my channel, so let's give them a little love. Hi, would you please explain the differences between tend to and prone to, please? Thanks, Zach and Camille.
Yes.
To do this, I am prone to. Okay, I got something.
Okay, go for it. You go.
So tend to seems to be a verb. I tend to do this. Seems to function as a verb. Whereas prone would be an adjective. I am prone to this. You would say it like that.
Yeah.
So that's one difference in function. One is a verb and one is an adjective. In terms of meaning, do we use them differently? I'm prone to do this. I tend to
go to the store on Mondays. I'm prone to going to the store. I feel like I use tend to more than prone to. I never use prone to. Yeah. I don't know if you do. Very rarely.
I feel like tend refers to patterns, which there's no Turkish word for patterns, so a lot of people probably didn't understand what I just said.
Yeah.
But patterns, things that are common things, whatever, repeatable things. Whereas prone to would be like a proclivity. I don't. That might be the same root word. I don't know.
Yeah. Like you tend to do something, like habits. I tend to go to the store every Tuesday. No, we wouldn't even say that though. We don't even use it that often, really.
Yeah.
Maybe more when we're talking about what other people. Oh yeah, she tends to do that.
She tends to do that. And I also feel like you could use prone to be like in the future. Like if it goes like if we continue doing this, we're prone to do whatever. I feel like it has this like a maybe function too. I don't know. I would have to think about that. Hey, Emra, I would say just use tend to and don't use prone to for the time being. Yeah. And as you see them, you could think about what the differences might be. All right.
That's good. That's good.
English city. So these girls, these are like it's 3 girls. They have a YouTube channel.
Cool.
And they made a video about me.
Oh, no. Are they Turkish?
Yeah, they're Turkish. And they
Cool.
they speak English really well. And they made a video about me. So I thought it was really just interesting that they did
Fun.
that. But they have a
Yeah.
question for you. It says, do you think we can learn 2 different languages at the same time? Question mark.
So I think yes. But with that being said, I don't think it's the best idea. I tend to learn, 10. I tend to learn one language at a time until I get to a pretty good level before adding in another language, because then you still have to maintain. So I have to maintain all 5 languages, not English, all 4 foreign languages that I speak. I have to keep practicing them. I do that through having phone calls, things that I enjoy, because now I have real friends that speak all of those languages. So I'll just hop on a phone call because I want to see how my friends are doing. And then I use the languages. Or pretty much everything I listen to, watch, and read is in a foreign language. And that helps me maintain the languages as well. But with that being said, if you want to learn 2 languages at the same time, have a good plan. Maybe study one of them Monday, Wednesday, Friday, the other one Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or every day you study each language, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. It's possible. If you're motivated, if you're disciplined, if you want to do it, you can. It's not impossible.
Mm-hmm. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Here we go. Someone's asking if you are a writer. In Turkish, you don't have an article right there. Sen yazar mısın? You don't have an article. So usually when people try to speak English, they often forget the article. So Ella, here you would say, are you a writer? So would you classify yourself as a writer? I actually called you an author in the thumbnail.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I had the picture of me and the picture of you, and then like a bunch of things. It was like, I don't remember what I said, but it was like traveler, language learner, something, author was one of them. Would you consider yourself a writer or an author?
I think so. I think writing is something that I'm naturally good at and that I enjoy. And I hope, so I'm writing my first official book, but I hope to keep writing more books. So this book that I'm writing is 25 travel stories, but it's a parallel book. So there'll be English on one page, Turkish. It's actually going to be in Turkish too. Turkish on another page, or Spanish, English, French, English, as many languages as I can get it translated in. So the people that are trying to learn actually any of those 2 languages could benefit, either English or the language it's translated in. It'll be both a written and audio, so you'll be able to hear as well.
This person says the people watching this video are just going to Google Translate and then coming back and looking blankly at the screen.
Sorry.
So, I don't know if that's accurate. I certainly hope it's not. Okay, so let's talk about something else. Let's talk about, let's talk about how language affects, culture, or how culture affects language. Do you have any, does anything come to mind when it comes to Spanish or the other languages that you know? Things that are in the language that are very related to the culture, or things that are in the culture that are very related to the language?
I think that you can't separate them. I think they go hand in hand, culture and language. And knowing a language helps you connect deeper and understand the culture as well. I think it connects too with food. Like food is such a big part of culture, just as much as language is, So like coming to mind, I'm like, is there anything that just comes so strongly that like this is such a cultural thing?
So I can think of a couple like words. So in Turkish, in Turkish culture, there are things that we don't do in the West, or at least in America. So we don't have words for them. So my friend, I had a friend. He was asking me. He was like, Zach, what does the word naz mean? And I was like, I don't know. And he was like explaining it to me. He's explaining it in Turkish. And he goes, so like when someone asks you something, like, do you want this? And you really want it, but you say no to be polite. And I was like, no, I don't know what, I've never done that. So it's in Turkey, when someone says, hey, you hungry? You say no. You have to say no. It's illegal to say yes.
Okay.
But then after they like insist, oh, come on, man. Then you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But actually you wanted it the whole time, right? So we have a word for that, but we don't have a word for that in English. And then you have, you can turn that word into a verb and turn that into like a noun and stuff like that.
Okay, I get it. There's a word in Portuguese, saudade, and we don't have that word in English. And it really just wants to express, it's hard to explain because we don't have it, but
Right.
it's a way that they just express like their longing and love that they have for each other. They're like, oh, saudades de você. Like, oh, I just like want you. I miss you. It's just like a love thing, you know, between friends.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So in Turkish we have this word gezmek. Uh-huh.
Gezmek.
And
okay.
it essentially means to go around, to like move around and stuff like that. So you would use it for like traveling. Avrupa'ya gezdik. We went all over Europe. You could say it when you're just like going around town, you know, you're gezing, you know, you're gezing.
Cruising?
And then you could even say it for like something that's like going around the internet. Like,
okay.
They use it for all this different stuff, and we don't really have a word for it in English.
Yeah.
So like it's problematic. Languages are weird. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
And then you have this.
Share the live stream.
And then the guy right after him did SA.
What is that?
SA would be Selamun Alaikum, which is like a.
Oh, yeah, I know that. Isn't that Arabic though, or do they use that in Turkish as well?
Yeah, they use it in Turkish too. Yeah, they use it in Turkish too. Yeah, and then
cool.
the answer that is Alaikum Salam, which is this. Right.
Oh, now so I know. I can just say SAS. I learned
and you don't have to actually pronounce it. Yeah, that's good. Cool. Okay.
Wow.
So, what did you do while you were in Turkey? Tell us what you liked about Turkey. And then tell us what you didn't like about Turkey.
Okay. I was in Turkey in January, so I didn't like that it was pretty cold, you know, especially because we had our baby with us. I liked the warmth of the Turkish people, though. I remember being surprised because they would take my 1-year-old son and pick him up out of his seat where he was eating to take selfies with him. They thought he was so cute. So my son is in a lot of Turkish photos, and they were so kind to him. Like, they would give him little presents, like from the Grand Bazaar. They gave him a scarf, a coin purse. And I loved the ferry ride going between the two continents. I thought that was super cool. I also really liked going to the Blue Mosque, Turkish ice cream, baklava, kebabs, a Turkish bride, lentil soup. There's a lot of things I liked. Yeah.
Here we have two questions that are related. So this person says, this person is asking me, I suppose, why are you against translation, right? And then this other person down here says, so this person says a lot of times words in different languages are not exactly the same. So you should learn a word in that language, so without translating. So how do you feel about translation? Do you like translation? Are you against it like me? How do you feel about it?
Like, what do you mean translation?
So like, I could be like,
oh, translating it into Turkish right now, everything we're saying? No.
For learning purposes, translating for the purpose of learning. So I don't have anything around me to give a good example.
Yeah.
I could be like, this is anahtar. Key equals anahtar. I could teach it to you that way, like this word equals this word. And that would be, learning through translation.
Oh, okay. That's the actual official term for that. Like iPhone. And then I say the...
Well, I'm not referring to a particular learning method. I'm just referring to using lots of translation when you're learning. Yeah. I try to say learn in your native, or learn
the
in
language
your
you're trying
language.
To learn. Yeah.
Right. So if possible, when you see a word, like try to figure out what it is without translating it. Just accept it as that word. Just be like, this is, I don't see. This is ventilator, this is something, just accept it as that, try not to translate it if possible.
Yeah.
Because
you could be frustrated. Yeah. You could end up very frustrated if you're trying to translate from your language into your target language, because maybe there isn't a way.
So you just used the word frustrated. I'm going to ask our audience, what does the word frustrated mean? Tell me what the word frustrated means in Turkish. All right, guys. So I want you to go down and write what the word frustrated means in Turkish, and we're going to see what you all write. Why am I saying that? Because there is no word for frustrated in Turkish. So I'm really interested to see what these people are going to say. What does frustrated mean? So we have words that mean kind of like get angry. We have words that mean like get sad. We have words that mean like, we don't really have a one that's like frustrated. We don't really have a word for that. So this person said, and so holy crap. Okay, so this one is more like angry. That's not frustrated. This one is more like worried. That's not really frustrated. I don't know what this word means, so this might be frustrated.
Okay.
So tükenmiş would be like when you're just like you're done, you're over it.
I like that word.
You've run out of like energy at tükenmiş. So like when you have an amount of something and it runs out, it's tükenmiş oluyor.
Okay.
But that's not frustrated, right?
No.
I gotta figure out what this word is. Well, that might be what we're looking for. So this one is like disappointment. So hayal kırıklığı, it's like the crushing of your dreams. It's the brokenness of your dreams or something like that. It's like running into that. You've experienced heartbrokenness or something like that. So that's my point, is that you don't always have a word.
Yeah, it's so true.
You don't have a way to translate it. So this person says yıkık. That's like destroyed, broken, or something like that.
Yeah.
That's not really frustrated. Anyway, my point was that we don't have. There's not always a one-to-one. There's never a one-to-one correspondence between any two words. So if possible, you should just not translate. That's what I think.
Yeah. That's good. This person's asking me, they've asked a couple times the languages I learned, so maybe they arrived late. So my native is English, and then Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, and I've been studying French for almost a year. So my French is okay.
So like this is an example. Disappointed equals frustrated. Not really.
No.
Not really, man.
No.
Okay. So, but we don't have that word in Turkish, so it's really understandable why people have a hard time understanding it. Oh, here's someone explaining that word. Here we go. To be very upset because the expected result is not achieved. Maybe.
Frustrated doesn't necessarily mean upset, though. It just means frustrated.
Yeah, it just means frustrated, right? You're not upset. You're frustrated.
Yes. Oh, it's so hard. Language learning can be so hard, you guys.
It's not. You're not angry. You're just frustrated. Right.
This is frustrating, trying to explain frustration.
This is frustrating. I am frustrated right now. Guys.
Yes.
Do you understand me? I am frustrated at the moment. Okay.
Yes.
So, all right. People are stupid. Okay. So, someone's asking about German. Have you ever had any dreams of going crazy and learning German?
I haven't, no. I mean, I have a life goal of 10, so maybe German will get in there at some point.
Might be in there. I've heard it's very irregular. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've heard it's very irregular. So
I only know Ich liebe dich, which is I love you. So
that's important. That's an important phrase to know. Okay, cool. Is your husband into language learning?
Yeah, so he speaks Portuguese, Spanish, and then English is his native as well. So no he French? Likes languages. He studied for 1 month with me, and he was like,
"We're done.
I can't anymore. It's so hard. I'm gonna go and get better at Portuguese before I take on French, because taking on a whole language is a lot of work, a lot of brain energy. It's tiring."
Absolutely. And I mean, you're trying to like absorb an entire culture, entire worldview, an entire like society. It's not like you're never done. You're never like, all right, I learned. Like you can't use that. You can't use that word in the past tense. You can like, I am learning. I have learned a little bit of. People often ask me like, am I going to learn another language? And I'm like, I mean, I don't need to. Like how, like what would I get out of it? That's what I have anybody around me that speaks another language.
It has to be an interest that you have yourself. My language learning is a passion for me because I feel like with every language you learn, even if you don't have people right by you, you still will grow and learn so much about other cultures. Because since learning French, I've talked to people from not only France, but Canada and Africa and Haiti and other islands. And I'm like, whoa, you all have things to teach me. So it's more about that, I think, learning, but it's all through online as well because I'm not in those places. So
yeah, absolutely. It really opens up your world, so to speak.
Yeah.
To really just see the world through another culture's eyes, another people's eyes. So here we go.
Yes.
So someone's asking a question. They're saying, how do you say boşaltma or boşaltmak in English? So the word boş means like empty or like meaningless, like there's nothing there.
Okay.
It's just empty. It's useless, whatever. And then yapmak is like to do. So this is a phrase that means like to you're just talking. You're just there's no meaning behind it. You know, it's
like nonsense.
What you're doing is like not meaningful. It's not really logical. It's just you're just doing it.
Okay.
So, and then everybody's making fun of him and saying "do empty." Yes, I love you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Okay. So let's get a couple more questions from the audience, and then we will probably end this live stream. Here we go. This is not a question about you, but it is a random question about the English language. What do you think?
Do you guys explain the difference between affect and effect? The effect I'm going to have on somebody is going to affect them. Can you say that in a sentence? Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that made sense, but I mean it made grammatical sense, so I think we can go with it.
Yes. What would you say?
Oh, one would be a verb and one would be an adjective. Wait, no, a noun. This is what's the effect of that? Yeah. So affect. Which one is which? Which one's the adjective? Hold on. So like I play guitar and we have guitar effects, sound effects, and that's with an E. We have that's an E. So I guess that's the noun, and then the other one would be a verb to affect. Yeah, like affections, right?
To
that's
affect
an A.
Somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I guess
questions.
So I guess the word
questions.
affect would be a verb, and the word effect, they're pronounced the same, but you know the one that starts with an E is a noun, and that's what this person just said. So wait, no, where did it go? This person. Yeah. So thank you, Gregor, something like that. Okay, cool. Here we go. People are saying very strange things. And then we have how long does it take to learn a language online with native speakers? So there's two conditions here.
Yeah.
It's online, but it is with native speakers. What do you think?
So in my experience, I think it's very doable to learn and get to a good level in a language with a year of online studies and with native speakers. I think that's possible. So I spent about 1 year with Italian, 1 year with Portuguese. It's been a year with French and my level's pretty good, but I'm giving myself 1 more year. So, and I think it depends on you. How many hours are you putting in a day? Like how much are you really immersing yourself in that language? But I think a year is a good time frame to be like, I can learn and have a pretty good level of this language I'm trying to learn. I don't know what your thoughts are.
Yeah. I think after a year, you should be able to have a conversation. You're not, at least in Turkish. I know Turkish is much more different than English than like Spanish or something.
I think I'll give myself like 3 years with Turkish.
I was
a full-on study, you know, where I
I was having good conversations at 3 years. But I had never learned another language before. So with that experience and lots of French words, because there's lots of French words in Turkish, you would probably learn quicker than I did.
Okay.
At least that's just what I would expect. I don't know. But yeah, after a year, like I said, I was talking, but there was a lot of stuff I didn't understand. And the longer I live here, the more I just realized that I don't know anything. Like I think about myself now, and I think like a year ago, and I was like, I didn't know anything. I didn't know.
Yeah.
But like
because
a year
you're
ago,
always growing.
a year ago, I thought that same thing. I was like, a year ago, I didn't know anything, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I know that in a year, I'm going to be like, what? I didn't know anything.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes. So it's been about an hour. Do you have a question you want to answer?
Oh, I was just seeing there is a lot. Yeah. Tips or tricks for learning idioms. Idioms are hard in another language because usually they don't make sense. I do a lot of idioms on my Instagram, just those short videos, because I think they're fun. And we do use idioms a lot in the language. So I think. Hold on.
Let me ask the audience something
Yes.
while you're explaining this. Hey guys, why don't you write some Turkish idioms in Turkish
yeah.
in the chat, and then we will explain them to Camille, because that'll be really funny. Okay, continue.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's any tricks for learning them. I think you need to use them in your conversation if you want to remember them. And I am a visual learner, so if I can think something, like I just did the idiom, the cat got your tongue. And if you can just picture in your mind a cat and a tongue, it'll just help connect the idea to which cat got your tongue is something that we say in English if somebody doesn't have a response to us. So just trying to connect visual things like cat, tongue, wait, okay, that means this person doesn't have anything to say. That's how I can learn idioms, is through visual things. I don't know if that helps you.
If there is logic behind it, then learning the logic behind it is obviously helpful. Obviously, if a cat somehow had a hold of your tongue, then you wouldn't be able to talk, right? And thus, you would be speechless, right? So if there is some sort of logic behind it, then learning the logic is very helpful. Okay.
Sometimes there is no logic behind them, though.
All right, so here we go.
Okay. Oh, wow. There's
so many. Oh, my gosh.
So many. You get to choose the coolest ones.
Oh, gosh. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just looking at them. Some of them are inappropriate.
Oh, no.
Okay. Ayağını yorganına göre uzat. I can't say it very quickly. So it would be like, extend your feet. Extend your feet according to your like quilt or comforter or blanket or whatever you're using.
Oh, okay.
Right. So like, don't stick your feet out past the blanket, right?
Oh, okay.
You're laying there and you're going to stick your feet out, but you have to do that according to how big the blanket is, right?
Okay. Okay.
What do you
so
think
that has to do, so would that have to do with like not thinking that you're more than you are?
I don't think that's how. Actually, I'm not sure how they use this, but I think it's just not. I would not biting off more than you can chew or something like that. Something like that.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe not. I might have. I actually don't. I don't use this. I've only heard it a few times.
Only doing as much as you're able to do in a way. In a sense,
something like that. Maybe.
Okay, yeah.
But they'll if I'm wrong, they'll correct me just now. Right now.
Perfect.
Damlaya göl. So that's like good. I can't. So that the O with the dots. It's a weird sound that we don't have in English. It's like or something like that. Go. I can't make it very well. Yeah. So we have damlaya göl, which is like like so damlaya would be like drop. So like water drops. Right?
Oh.
So like
okay.
like by dropping, you get a lake. Right, so from water drops, you get a lake.
Okay,
so
cool.
Drop by drop, step by step, you get a lake.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have something like.
Oh, I like that. Little by little.
So in English, we would say every drop counts, or things like that.
Yeah. That's cool. That's a good one.
And then we have like a lot more that the program that I'm using just decided to skip all of them.
Oh really?
Göze batmak. Göze batmak. So we have göz, which is like eye. Göze would be like to the eye, and batmak would be like sink into. So you sink into someone's eye.
Interesting.
What do you think?
Sink into someone's eye. Is that like a romantic thing?
Not. I mean, I guess it could be. You know,
Like gazing into someone's eyes? No.
Well, so it would be when something like catches your attention. It
I caught my eye.
Yeah.
You caught my eye? Like that?
Something like that. Yeah, something like that.
Idioms are hard. We're learning this together right now.
And I'm trying to. I don't think there's any more that are. I don't. No, I'm not gonna say that. Might be stupid. This is fun. So ip would be like a rope or a string or something. Ipile would be like with a rope. And checkmate would be like pull. So it's like to pull with a rope. To pull with a rope. What do you think that means?
To pull with a rope. I mean, I don't know. What do you? It doesn't maybe mean something other than what you're saying.
So you say it when you are when you're excited about something. Like I'm pulling this with a rope. Like I want it to happen. So I'm like pulling it closer toward me. All right.
But it's not. Is it like pulling strings to get what you want? I'm pulling some strings.
No, it's not like that.
No,
it's about anticipation. I want this to happen so much that I'm like trying to pull it faster.
Okay.
And then there are some other things, but I don't know what they mean. And sometimes people say stupid things, so I'm not going to put them on the screen.
Oh, they're saying the goes batmak has a negative meaning. Is that true?
I suppose it might. Yeah, so like what I said, like to catch your attention, maybe it's only used in negative.
In a negative way.
Negative context. Yes, that might be the case.
Interesting.
So if a guy wants to hit on a girl, we use the term walk. Like you walk. You walk to her, right? So.
No way.
Yeah. So yürümek is like walk. Like I am walking. Yürüyorum. I am walking. So bu kıza yürüyorum would be like I'm hitting on this girl. I'm talking to this girl. It's really they use the word yürümek, and then they also use the word like yazmak, which is like to write. So you can write a girl, you can walk a girl, and then there's like tavlamak, and I don't even know what that means, but I've only heard it in this context.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I don't even know what that means.
Turkish seems like a very rich language.
I mean, it's a whole culture. All right.
Yeah.
So I guess we could do this for days, but I guess we'll go ahead and stop. All right.
Why stay French?
What does that mean?
Probably like why stay with French when I could learn Turkish? Maybe.
Why keep learning French? Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because when I commit to it, I want to do it well, and I'm not satisfied with my level of French right now. So once I get to a level where I feel satisfied with, then I'll be ready to start with the next language. Yeah.
Oh, this is fun. All right, so Fransız kalmak, right? So Fransız would be like someone who's French, and kalmak, I can't explain that, but anyway, so you refer to yourself as French when you don't know what the crap is going on.
Okay, right? Which is what we say. It's Greek to me.
Yeah, something like that. But you would use it. You would say, but in this case, you would say that you are French. So it's saying I'm a foreigner. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right. So when you're in a situation, you have no idea what's going on. You're like, well, I might as well be a foreigner. You know, I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. How do you pronounce it? Fransız kalmak?
Like I have an accent, but something like Fransız kalmak. Fransız kalmak. Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then someone is telling me what tavlamak means, that word that I didn't know just a second ago. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff going on in the chat. We are going we're going to go ahead and stop. So I think we're going to go ahead and end the live stream, but thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for talking to us. It's been fun.
It was a lot of fun.
I'm sure.
You can tell your followers that we'll be live on my Instagram on Monday.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll make an Instagram post. And so guys, make sure that you go subscribe to Camille on her YouTube channel, or subscribe to her YouTube channel.
Yeah, and then she also have you guys.
She has an Instagram, and you have a website too, don't you?
Yeah, Instagram, website. I do one-on-one classes. You can get my PDF to language success, TikTok, all of it, whatever you want.
Okay, well, guys, make sure you go do that, and I think we are going to end this live stream. So thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time. Later, guys. Bye.
Bye.